Welcome to Dr. Josefina's Way. I am Dr. Josefina Monasterio, anti-aging expert, weight loss and success coach. Achieving balance and accurate view of yourself and accepting your value as a person can help you to feel happy, healthier, terrific, and more confident. Well, today's program is just about that. How you can really enhance your self-esteem and feel happy, healthy, and terrific. Of course, we're going to have the affirmation of the week, our happy and healthy lifestyle, our empowerment lesson. Laura Garrett is co-hosting with me today. But first, let's take our fitness break. Namaste. Now, let's do a bridge. We're going to bring the here, bring it close to your body, your heels. I'm in the space, I'm in the node, I'm in the zone, so bear with me. So bring your heels close to your butt. Push your hips up. If it is difficult for you, see here, your quads has been stretched, opens the vessels in your squat, especially you do weights. If you need to support your back with your hands, we can do this, okay? You can push more, and then you tie your glutes, you tie them, tie. It's wonderful exercise for your glutes. And relax. Now, because I'm a life coach, I like to give my clients not only just the small snapshot, the small picture, but I like to give people the big picture so they know where they're heading. They see what at the end. They declaring the result, the end from the beginning. So we did this one, right? Right here, the small bridge. Now, because you are gonna be evolving continuously, if you are not, then you're dead. We're gonna do here, we're gonna take the hands, palms right close to my ears, and remember, do it at your own level. I just want you to have a big picture so you can aim high. If you argue for your limitation, they are yours, and yoga is about evolving. Okay. Pow! Now, you can do this. Fine. You can do this, fine. Eventually, go for it. Balance. Concentration. Focus. Relax. Here I am at the gym with my wonderful coach and trainer and personal trainer and friend, Mickey Wallbaker. Mickey, today we're doing you're going to show us a powerful, awesome leg workout. Tell me about this machine.
Okay, we're going to start off here. This is a leg extension, and with most fitness facilities, they will have a leg extension that is adjustable, which is really important for anyone that may have any underlying knee conditions, any injuries. I'm fortunate that this beautiful woman does not. She's pretty healthy. And when you're making or trying to get your seating adjustment, there's just a couple things that you really need to focus on. A flat back. So you want to make sure that this pad is far enough, like we're kind of petite in stature, that you have it far enough up that your back is flat, And then your knee is aligned, this is called a cam, that you have a knee alignment with a cam. And most of them are marked with a little circle on the inside there. So if I were to have a laser beam and shoot this through, I know that I have the appropriate seating adjustment for Josefina because it would go directly through her knee. This gives her a nice access for the extension.
Yeah.
The pad here, you should have just enough room at the bottom of this so she can flex her feet. You don't want it too far down because then it causes pressure to the foot and can cause some stress to the ankle joint.
Mickey, what muscle, when I sit in this machine, what muscle am I working on?
We are working on the quadriceps. Very important for knee stability, to help shape the leg. And you want to do a nice slow controlled movement. This is perfect.
Yes.
And you can see that when Josefina does this, the outline, you actually have 4 muscles that make up your quadricep. All 4 actually engaged through the extension on this exercise.
I love it.
Perfect.
So
Slow
how
and
many
control.
sets?
If you're a beginner, you want to limit your sets to 1 to 2, anywhere from 8 to 15. More intermediate person can do 2 to 3 sets. If you're a bodybuilder, you can do anywhere from 4 to 6 sets. It's depending on your level of fitness.
And check with your doctor to make sure that you are.
Absolutely. Before you start any exercise program, you really should get a doctor's clearance, especially to make sure that you don't have any underlying conditions. Or if you're working with a personal trainer, make sure that they fill out a health questionnaire so any of those problems or issues can be addressed before you actually get started.
Now I'm feeling it and it's burning.
Now a burn, with this exercise, as long as you don't have pain in the knee joint, a burning sensation
right here,
just above the knee is absolutely perfect. That's what you want to feel.
Yes, I love it. Thank you, baby. Oh, my quads. In today's program, we're talking about enhancing our self-esteem. So the affirmation is, the better that I feel about myself, the luckier I become. The better that I feel about myself, the luckier I become. The better that I feel about myself, the luckier I become. And remember, in today's program, we're talking about how your thinking can determine your behavior. And one of the things that is very important when we want to enhance our self-esteem is that we have to start changing the way we think and the way we feel about ourselves. When we make those changes, then our behavior will improve. Because as we say, we are what we think and we are what we eat. So the better that I feel about myself, the luckier I become. And in our healthy lifestyle segment today, we're going to be talking to my wonderful guest for a few weeks ago, John Treadwell, and he's an expert in skincare and has a fabulous curriculum that you can look in his website, Fabulous Skin, right, John?
FabulousFace.net.
You can check him out, Google John Treadwell and find out about his credentials. But John, here, today we just want you to give us some tricks that we can do at home to maintain our skin.
That's the fun stuff.
Yes,
fun
at home.
At home. It should begin with a clean pillowcase.
Why?
When's the last time you cleaned your pillowcase?
2 weeks ago?
Oh, no. No, it's so important. Most people don't realize the importance of a clean pillowcase.
Okay.
Think about it. You go to bed tonight, you've got mousse, hairspray, the debris of the day, the exhaust fumes on your hair, you lay down, that's rubbed into the pillowcase. Then you put this clean skin on it, so you've got the debris of the days gone, and you're rubbing that clean face in it. Change it every day. You don't want to take all of the time to cleanse the skin, moisturize the skin, and lay it on a pillowcase you had last night that you rubbed all the exhaust fumes in.
Look at my face. I have my jaw down to my chest. I didn't know that, John.
See, what I want to do is bring out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday pillowcases. You know, years ago they had the little panties, underwear that said Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I think I'm going to bring that out one day. Pillowcases that have the day of the week on it, so you change every day.
So recap that one. So
be sure to change your pillowcase every single day. Because if you're laying on the same pillowcase that you laid last night, the debris in your hair has been rubbed into the fabric. And you're rubbing that beautiful, clean, moisturized skin in the dirt and the exhaust fumes that your car expelled.
Okay, you got that one? Change the pillowcase every single day. John, darling, thank you. And we're going to have another tip next week, so check it out. In today's lesson, we're talking about how to enhance our self-esteem. Low self-esteem can affect every part of your life, including your relationships, your job, and your health. The good news is that we can raise our self-esteem even if we are an adult that has been having low self-esteem from early age. The techniques that I use are techniques based on the idea that how we think about ourselves and our life will determine our behavior and our feelings. You can think your way to failure, or you can think your way to success. To make the change, to make that paradigm shift, you have to be willing to recognize, challenge, and ultimately replace negative thought with positive thoughts. Here are a few steps that you can take. 1. Identify troubling situations. Step number 2. Become aware of about your belief and your thoughts. And that includes the way you talk to yourself, what you tell yourself about the situation, your interpretation of that situation, and your response, how you react emotionally to the situation. Step number 3. Become aware when your thoughts start turning negative. Negative thoughts about someone or a situation can trigger physical, emotional, and behavioral responses. An example of physical response will be muscle tension, backache. So sometimes when you feel that your body is responding, it's because maybe you're stressed out about a particular situation. An emotional response might be difficulty concentrating, feeling depressed, angry, sad, feeling guilty, or worrying. A behavioral response might be eating when you're not hungry, procrastination, spending a lot of time by yourself, and blaming other people for your problems. Step number 4. Test the truthfulness of your thoughts. Sometimes we have a hard time recognizing our negative thoughts because we are used to them. So here is how you can identify. I'm going to give you some red flags and how to identify when you start thinking negative. 1, when you see things as either good or bad. Red flag number 2, you see only the negative in any situation. Red flag number 3, you reject your achievements and other positive experiences by insisting that they don't count. Red flag number 4, you reach negative conclusions with a little evidence. For instance, thinking, well, my friend has not replied my email, maybe she's mad at me. You don't have any evidence for that. Red flag number 5, you confuse feelings with facts. For example, I feel like a failure, so I am a failure. False. Because no matter how strong your feelings are, it's not a fact. It's just a feeling. Red flag number 6, you undervalue yourself by putting yourself down and using humor in way to make fun of yourself and minimizing your value. Now, how can you empower yourself to feel better and to enhance your self-esteem? 1, treat yourself with kindness, respect, and encourage yourself. everyone makes mistakes, but mistakes are not permanent, and they are not a reflection of who you are as a person. Number 2, focus on the positive. Instead of seeing the glass half empty or half full, see your glass overflowing. Ask yourself, what can I do to make this situation less stressful? Number 3, give yourself credit for making positive changes in your life. Achieving a balanced, accurate view of yourself and accepting your value as a person can help you to feel happy, to feel healthier, to feel terrific. And that might rub off on other people, including your friends, your family, your children, and your coworkers.
Thank you for watching Healthy Power TV with Dr. Josefina, and I'm Laura Guttridge. Today's topic, we're talking about how to achieve a higher self-esteem, and in the lesson you talk about the 5-step process.
Yes.
And you know, it's something that you really don't ever think about. You think either you have high self-esteem or you don't. Mm-hmm. And it's not something that you think that you can actually practice and work on. But I think it's very important because most children growing up, I think you talk about how we learn these behaviors as we start off as children, and it's a continued behavior that is learned even through adulthood.
Exactly.
And unfortunately, I think most children end up having some sort of low self-esteem.
Yes.
So with this 5-step process, it can actually reverse even a very deep low self-esteem that someone may have or harbor, and change it for positive.
Definitely. And it starts by changing your thinking.
Yes.
So one of the techniques that I use is the person has to, once you start changing your thinking, you start changing your behavior, and it's based in cognitive therapy. That it's just based on that. By we making the choice to change the thinking or my thinking, then I can improve my behavior. I can change my behavior.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Well, it's very important because, not only will a low self-esteem just make you feel kind of miserable about yourself, but it actually affects every facet of your life.
Exactly.
From how you interact with your family, your friends, how far you make it in your job, your career, school. I mean, there's so much.
Exactly. So it's very important that we cultivate, and especially parents, allow their children to develop their self-esteem in a positive way. Because sometimes people don't have an idea of the impact of when you say something to a person or a child, even as an adult. If the adult is constantly criticizing, it's maybe, let's say, go to a person that is constantly putting him or her down, of course the person ends up believing something about themselves that is not true. It's somebody else's opinion. So that's why every person has to have the responsibility to really think about what they are as an individual, as a person, their values, their principles, their belief system, and definitely not allow other people to tell them that it's the opposite, especially when it's in the negative way.
Right, and that's, well, the first step would be identifying these troubling conditions and situations. And the example you used about the husband constantly putting down his spouse, that would be one of the conditions to identify.
Exactly.
Because before we can do anything about it, we have to identify it.
You have to identify the situation that makes you feel that you're not good enough. That you go into that situation and you feel, I don't really want to do that job, or I don't want to go to the office, or I don't want to see that person, I don't want to do that. Why? Because that situation makes you feel unworthy. Right,
and then after identifying these situations, you have to then identify how it is that you react to these things. Because we can't control how other people treat us, but we can control how we react to that treatment.
Exactly.
So, although we won't be able to, we may not be able to change a spouse or someone in the workplace who's causing you to have low self-esteem, we can react differently. And sometimes reacting differently could also cause them to start treating you differently, because if they think they're hurting you and making you have a low self-esteem, a bully's going to keep doing that.
Exactly.
But if you start standing up for yourself, they may just stop doing it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's basically the second step. And then the third one, pinpoint negative and wrong thinking. It's kind of the same thing, but it's just more directing to, okay, you know, this is what's happening, I have to do something to change it. So, physical.
Yes.
Yes. Getting back on track here. Not only, you know, does it affect us mentally, but physically.
Exactly.
Like a lack of sleep. You mentioned overeating. I have a girlfriend, when she is feeling down in the dumps, she doesn't eat anything. And she is practically wasting away. I'm serious. She weighs under 100 pounds.
And that's because?
She gets stressed out. Her self-esteem starts to go. She loses her appetite. She doesn't want to sleep.
Yeah.
And has to medicate to fall asleep. You know, so having a poor view of yourself, not only does that affect you mentally, also it starts to affect you physically.
Exactly. You have different responses, like, you know, like you were saying, physical response, emotional response, and the behavioral response, like, you know, like you were saying with your friend, eating too much and she's not hungry, or, you know, hiding from situations, feeling that if I move in that direction that I'm going to fail, that sense of failure, that sense of fear, that sense of guilty, or blaming other people for whatever situation we find ourselves. But,
you know, even beating her own self up, blaming herself, just, you know, just thinking, you know, that, but she needs to, like, the fourth step here, challenge the negative or inaccurate thinking.
Absolutely.
You have to combat it, because it will take over you if you let it.
Absolutely. And that's why you have to tell your friends, you have to tell people to watch the show.
Yes.
Because here you learn techniques and how you can improve your self-esteem, which is going to be affecting all areas in your life, including your health and the responses that you have towards yourself and life in general.
Right.
So it's very powerful. It's incredible.
Yes, because we all have achievements in our life. Even people who have the lowest self-esteem, they've achieved some success.
Absolutely.
For the most part.
Yeah.
But they don't want to give themselves credit for that.
Exactly. And you make a great point, because everybody has good self-esteem and low self-esteem. It's different areas in life in which we have the levels of self-esteem changes according to the different areas in our life.
Yes.
In some areas we might feel powerful, strong, terrific, and in other areas we feel, you know, I need work on this part. So that the part of the personal responsibility is looking at yourself, analyzing where your weakest link, and then take the responsibility to work on those things.
Yes.
And that's what makes your life really exciting, and that builds your self-esteem in every area of your life, like you were saying earlier.
Yep.
It's very powerful, and it's very important, because the success we achieve in life is based on how good I feel about myself.
Absolutely.
So if I'm going for a job interview and I'm not feeling confident, they're not going to give you the job.
That's right.
They're going to give it to the person who radiates that energy, that sense of confidence. I can do the job. Even if I don't have all the skills, but that sense of enthusiasm and confidence said to the person, wow, I want this one working for me.
That's right.
It's phenomenal.
Yep.
Yeah,
a lot of times
work
it's
on
not
it.
all about the resume, it's about how you present yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. Anything else?
Well, just replace the negative with the positive.
Yes, absolutely. And sometimes, Laura, it's difficult for people, like I was saying in the lesson, because we are so used to think negative that I don't recognize that this is a negative thought. This is nothing, this thought is not going to take me in the direction that I want. And sometimes people even argue. If you're talking to your husband and you're talking to a friend or somebody who knows you, they start arguing with you. No, but it's not negative. But sometimes, because we are so familiar with that type of thinking, it takes a little while for us to recognize this is not a thought that is taking me in the direction that I want to go.
Right.
So, you know, that comes in that part is that self-integrity, being honest with yourself, be truthful to yourself. Look at the thought with, you know, does it have a value in it? Because if you feel, oh, Josefina is mad at me. But no, it's just that I'm being busy. So immediately the person assume that I'm mad at you, vice versa, you know.
Right.
So it's just a little bit of self-analysis, and take a look at yourself and do the job like she does.
Put that in perspective.
No, but you know, we like to invite our friends our viewers,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
To watch the show every single week. Every single week we'll have very interesting subjects, and if you have an idea, things that you like us to talk about in the show, please email us, send your requests, and we will be very, very happy to research it for you, to help you. Remember, in Healthy Power TV, we want you to feel healthy, powered, terrific, awesome. We are here to help you, correct?
Correct.
So, tune in every single week because we love you and you love us, right? Yes.
Stay better.
Hi, I'm Dr. Josefina Monasterio with Healthy Power TV, and I'd like to invite you for the next show because I'm going to have this wonderful designer, and she does design with a purpose. Of course, we're going to have the affirmation of the week, our happy and healthy lifestyle, our empowerment lesson, and all those little things that make this show, Dr. Josefina's Way, fabulous. So tell your friends, tell everybody, watch the next show.